You want me to open?
I know I'd prefer
Okay,
to.
Yeah.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Friday, January 4th at our new time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. You're watching Loshak The Bag. My name is Jimmy The Bag. I'm sitting beside, as always, the legend, Loshak. I would like to get this show started by giving a shout out to the two strongest men that I know in this world.
And one of them's me. And I'm interested to know who the other one is.
It is not Peter.
No?
No,
Okay.
it is
Right.
Shadow and Vegas Gun. Two men that start every morning by looking cancer in the face and saying, fuck you. I'm stronger than you. I'm going to beat you. And then they start capping. So who cares what problems are going on in our lives when we see guys like that looking adversity in the face and leading by example? Two incredibly extraordinary men that I love very, very much.
That's a great point there, Jimmy. If that's your definition of strong, then I can tell you that the two weakest people that you know in life, one of them's me, and I'd be very interested to know who the other one is, because I'd like to meet him. We might be friends. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't sleep last night. There's good and bad to that. The bad is that I'm going to be a little flighty, a little shaky, probably a little over-emotional. The good is I capped all 17 NHL and NBA games, and I'm ready to fucking rock right now. Also, I'd like to give a shout-out to Gio Mercedes, Kobe Valentine, who hit with Utah plus 11.5 and the money line last night. Abba Zabba 78, Capper John, Nutflush Allen. Allen pulls his rig over in the middle of traffic.
No way.
When Dan Kelly comes in with a parlay.
Smart.
Shout out to Nutflush Allen. Smart. Shout out to Nutflush Allen, my guy, and the Nutflush Allen family. Ninja 13, Abba Zabba 78, Sean Watson, Aaron Leah. We cashed together on that over. Buffalo, Florida, I love cashing with you. Jansen, second place and beat the prick, $4,000 switcher. Brandon Marin, Joe Ramirez, who I was talking to last night on Twitter. I will be following him now. He's got some action. He's got some plays that he really likes in Wild Card Weekend this Sunday. Art Hayes, Brandon Marin, Rem Most. Let's get to work. There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah. So everyone was like, oh, Jimmy the Bag didn't sleep last night. Well, he was at the club. He was at the strip club. No. He was breaking down games. Obviously, that's what we do. That's what we try to do as well as we possibly can. And let me see. All right. So let's just do a very, 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 very quick just review of what happened yesterday to try very, very quickly. Yeah, not super fast. I just want to look at NHL just to see if there's anything that we needed to be reminded of. Yeah,
the Islanders didn't take care of business. I thought they were. They outshot them 50-21, I believe. I don't have the numbers in front of us.
So that that once again, I actually got to push on that one because I took the -1 line. Probably it all works out in the wash. Boston again. It was a winner, and I think it was the right thing to do yesterday. Boston wound up closing even higher. They closed as a big favorite. Jimmy the Bag. Calgary's a great team, but again, just keep in mind these great teams in bad spots they do lose, right? There's going to be 30 losses for a team like Calgary.
You're absolutely right. That was a great move. I'm so afraid of Vegas right now on a 15-3-3 run.
Right.
It's going to cost me a shitload of money if they end up taking a division. I probably should hedge at some point. But at what point do you stop hedging? I hedged already with the Sharks and the Flames. I put myself in a real bad spot.
One quick question for you. Don't have an answer for this, Jimmy the Bag. What happened with Tampa Bay, LA? High-scoring game. What happened there? No, if you don't have an answer, just move on.
The Lightning are phenomenal. Yeah. The Lightning are phenomenal. Our man Captain Sasana, I hope he joins us. But he, when I was tweeting out my Heat action at 4 in the morning, he was up capping as well. But I don't know if he went to sleep last night. He is on a run that, I don't know if I've seen in a while.
Really?
A ridiculous run. I mean, the numbers are, I don't know if you need to know the numbers, but they're huge numbers. He's up about, just under 20 grand in the last 2 weeks. He hit some enormous plays last night. He put a huge bet in on the Lightning -1.5. He hit a puck line parlay, a 3 with that cashed over $6 grand. He also had a situation where he took 2 of the games not to score a next goal, to not score any more goals. Those both cashed it. Then that was just a $150 parlay at $1,600. The guy's rolling. I hope he joins us. Mr. Gokster, great call on the Philly Hurricanes over.
Yes,
Mr. Gokster said he expects 10 goals. What did he get? 8?
Yes.
There was a lot of overs last night. I think the Calgary-Boston over was
I mean, the interesting one, the Philly Hurricanes game, I agreed with it. I wound up taking the first period over, and that one lost. It was scoreless. You do see that a lot. And I think just to very quickly remember the lesson from the Tampa Bay LA game, I think I talked about it, Jimmy the Bag, because who was it that LA played recently where they held them down to a very low-scoring game?
2-0.
Right. And what I said was, what did I say? I said that might be a little bit different because Tampa Bay is an elite team. team, when teams have an ability to hold down, to impose their style of game against even quality teams like upper range teams, but not necessarily elite teams, it's a different situation when they're going up against elite teams. You see this in all sports. Their ability to maintain their style, their preferred style of play, is not as effective as it is against.
I hear what you're saying, but the Ducks just held them to 1 goal in 60 minutes 2 nights prior.
That's true. Checkmate. All right,
no, I hear what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying. Yeah,
I hear what you're saying, but I just felt like if the Ducks could do it, you know what? I've got a vividness bias with the Kings, expecting them to be strong defensively, get fooled. But Ron Lofton says someone called for 10 goals. Yes, Belleville's finest.
Yes,
Mr. Goetzer. Okay, we got to get to business. We got a ton of games to roll.
And
through.
Shout out to Jimmy the Bag for taking Houston plus the points. All right, let's get.
I wish I could have taken the Houston money line. I also got sort of fortunate with the Nuggets coming back in the second half. You know, I feel like I'm back in basketball. I got some plays that I really like. Also, we've got great news. We got great news. None other than King Rail.
Yeah.
King Rail will be our guest Monday afternoon show every Monday, Pete.
Really?
Every single Monday, you get King Rail.
That's awesome.
Here on Loshak the Bag. He will be our guest every single Monday. How lucky are we?
We are lucky. I feel like Monday is the day that I need the least help, though, in terms of sports betting.
No, we need NBA help. We need NBA help at all times. Even Monday, we're hot. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. King Rail, we can ask him questions for future games. We can talk about games that are happening tomorrow. We can get reads on teams that we're having problems with, because there's a bunch of teams I'm having problems with.
You know what I would love to have? I'm super thankful for that. I would love to have King Rail on Fridays for NBA. Friday's really tough for me for NBA.
I guess we could do that.
If it was up to me, if we had 1 day a week for King Rail, Friday, that's when I would really love to have him on.
King, who's on our chat right now.
Oh, man.
Do we want to switch? King, do you want to switch to Friday? Because you're right. Fridays, I'm terrible.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, if I could have King Rail for 1 day NBA, Friday, that would be the day.
No, you're absolutely right.
I don't know what your schedule is like, King Rail. I love you. The fact that even if we could have him 1 day a month, would be a massive blessing.
Fridays.
But if you're giving me 1 day a week and I could choose the day, Friday.
Okay, we'll see what King has to say about that.
Friday. Got to get down on Friday.
Okay.
Everybody thinking. All right.
Jansen Bonds is saying that there's a dude on SBR forum accusing him of cheating on the Beat the Prick. Don't worry. He says collusion, multiple accounts. He also, because I said that Jansen was my friend, that means that Jansen is SBR informed. I don't know. Don't worry about that, Jansen. Don't even worry about that for a second. Focus on your excellent capping, and let's hammer this NFL wildcard. Please don't waste any time for that.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. If you think you're going to win a contest and not have people accuse you of cheating, you have another thing coming. Yes, absolutely. I won. Yeah.
Whatever you need from me, I'm down. Low bagger for life. Okay, let's switch you to Friday.
That's the shit I'm talking about. Friday. Let me see. But again, I won Beat the Prick contest 1 year. The 1 year they made me eligible.
Yeah.
You can imagine everyone cheating. It's a very well-run contest. All right, let's get into it.
Truly, Jansen.
Yeah.
You are a spectacular capper, an honest, great guy, family man, father of a great baseball player, low bagger. Just don't even give it 1 second of your attention.
All right, so let's talk about the NHL. I'm not exactly sure what. Let me just review what I'm thinking here. Well, I was thinking about. Okay, I'll just tell you what I was thinking about. I was thinking about New Jersey, Arizona. I was thinking about the under there. Arizona has injuries. They're low scoring.
I was kind of leaning towards the over. But I was afraid. But I don't want it at 6. I was thinking maybe they would hang a 5.5. Well, tell me more about the under.
I'm just saying, like, Arizona has all those injuries on offense. New Jersey, Hall is out, right? And I was thinking about Arizona, New Jersey on the under, and then we'll go game by game. Winnipeg, Pittsburgh, I have no opinion. Obviously, Pens have been rolling Winnipeg off a long break. I was thinking maybe about a first period over in Columbus, Carolina, but McElhenney is good, and he's in here. Nashville and Detroit is very interesting. I was definitely thinking about the first period over there. Washington is on a back-to-back and off of 2 losses. I was thinking about loving maybe the over, the first period over, the second period over, the Washington team total over. We'll talk about that in a second. New Jersey, Arizona, again, I was thinking about under. Rangers, Colorado, I was thinking maybe at the very least after the Rangers with that big loss, the Rangers team total over. And then Vegas, Anaheim has me confused. Let's go game by game. Winnipeg, Pittsburgh, pass for me. What do you like, Jim?
Interesting. One of the things I just absolutely love sitting beside you is because your plays are so different from my plays, and that makes me so excited. Richie Rich
Great job with St. Louis last night. He was so confident, even though that late move went in Washington's favor. A great job. He says Arizona over. Sherman Thompson, Las Vegas, money line. Also, people thinking that, where was that great? Toaster Strudels says the streak stops here. Winnipeg Jets, money line. Reg -1.5 plus 290. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Interesting, Toaster Strudels, because one thing I think I've been doing is I think I've been overthinking things. And when I was very simple, and when I go over my old results, I have the most success on taking these favorites on the puck line. Home favorites on the puck line. I know maybe sounds square or sounds simple, but it works for me. I think there is a problem in Winnipeg right now. In fact, I don't think it. I know it. So, Toaster Strudel, I'd like you to hear what you think about what's going on with Winnipeg. Let's start with them. First off, we have Byfuglien on injured reserve, expected to be out another month with a lower body injury. That's just a huge hole in their defense. Now, they have guys struggling. Patrick Laine, 18 goals in November, 3 goals in December. Then you have Kyle Connor, that first-round pick in 2017, put up 65 points in his rookie year last year, if you don't count the 20 games he played the year before. Some people do, some people don't. He has got, and I've got him in the hockey pool, 9 games without a point, and he's a -6 over that stretch. Remember, they moved Laine onto that line with Kyle Connor and Brian Little to get Laine rolling, and that happened, and now it's stopped. So, to be honest, Captain Sassana, who is so white-hot right now, he is also on the Jets. But I don't want to do it. The Penguins have won 7 straight. They just finished off sweeping a 3-game road trip. They know they have to get wins now if they want to rest a couple players down the stretch, which is just a couple months away. They're coming off a 7-2 beatdown of the Rangers. Sully says we didn't have our legs. I didn't think it was our best effort, especially on this road trip. We just didn't seem to play with a lot of energy or a lot of intensity. They won that game 7-2 with 7 different goal scorers. You know, I can understand people taking the Jets. I can totally understand that. I am not going to do that. I am taking the Penguins -1.5 here.
All right, so let me see. The Penguins -1.5. The best line here we could give would be +195. That's at Pinnacle, so we'll give you that one. Pittsburgh puck line +195. I was thinking that way as well. So you do think there are issues with Winnipeg?
There's just offensive issues right now, and they're going to be able to get out of it at some point. They're an excellent hockey team.
I'm going to take this one as well, but I'm going to take it again on the -1 line. The money line right now, the best line will be -124 at Bet Online. That will be -124. And again, the puck line +195. All right, go ahead.
And we remember Lucrative Larry came in and gave the Pens as his play.
Very nice. All right, so I'm taking that one. And Jimmy the Bag, let's move on. Columbus, Carolina. McElhinney in goal for Carolina. If it was Mrazek in here, I would definitely be on the first period over. McElhinney is great though, right?
I just love McElhinney. I mean, the jury's still out whether he can be a starter in this league and play every second night, but I just love him. He's one of those guys who's earned everything that he's been given. I respect him. I like him. .924 save percentage. It's too bad that the Flyers didn't get a chance to snap him up when the Leafs left him available, when they decided to bring Sparks up. Jackets are a rested group. I'm going to take the Jackets on the money line here. They haven't played since Monday night 6-3 home victory over the Senators. Werenski scored twice in that game, 4 goals in his last 5 games. They're a healthy squad. They're also dealing with Nick Foligno, who's away from the team. His 5-year-old daughter just finished surgery. She's battling a life-threatening heart condition. And he's a heart and soul great hockey player. And everybody here at Low Bag should send a little energy to Nick Foligno and his sweet daughter. And I think that's going to bring this squad closer together. They have something to fight for. They're 7-1-1 in their last 9 games. I believe. I don't have that stat in front of me. Hurricanes are on the second half of a back-to-back, finishing a home-and-home sweep last night of the Flyers, 5-3 in Philadelphia. They don't look that good. Sebastian Aho received his first selection for the NHL All-Star game. Hurricanes are going without Jordan Staal, who's out with a concussion. Robbie Topp says, great call on the rested Jacks. Yeah, and I don't need to take them here on the money line. And I'm a little unsure if I needed to take the Pens on the puck line. I probably didn't, because there are -124s available, I believe. But
Bet Online, yes.
I am going to take the Jackets here on the money line.
You're going to take the Jackets.
Yes.
The Jackets on the money line. Wow, it has moved. Wow, look at that. A huge move in their favor. The best line will be at the Greek at -115, so we'll give you that one.
Are you getting a plus anymore?
Nope, the line has moved in their favor. That's okay. All right, so you're going to take Columbus money line -115. Okay.
Man, maybe I should make a move on the puck line there.
Maybe you should. Whatever you want to do, Jim.
Because I thought, were they ever a plus spot? For some reason,
No, I'm seeing them open at even on both sides.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm going to hammer this here. Can I move on to a play that I'm jumping on in the same time frame?
Yeah, well, why don't we go to Nashville, Detroit?
Perfect. I'm on the Predators, -1.5 here. Red Wings have lost 6 straight, 1-7-3 over their last 11. They're coming off a 5-3 loss at home to Calgary on Wednesday night. Darren Helm scored a goal after missing 21 games due to a shoulder injury. They're expecting to get Anthony Mantha tonight as well. Both played on the first line with Dylan Larkin before their injuries. The big problem here is they're missing their top 3 defensemen, Green, DeKaiser, and Daly. And when they get them back, they'll start winning again. Predators are getting healthier. It's showing in the win column. They've won 2 straight after a 6-game winless streak, coming off 4-0 win at home to Philadelphia. Tuesday night, got Arvidsson back, scored 2 goals against Philly. PK Subban is back as well. Still missing Forsberg, Turris, and Sissons. Predators are 12-3-1 against the Eastern Conference. Give me them -1.5.
Okay, you're going to take...
I'm going to change my play. I'm going to take the Jackets -1.5. I'm not going to take them on the money line. I'm going to take them -1.5.
Okay, so the best line on that one will be at the Greek at +235. We can give you that one.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Columbus puck line +235, and the Nashville puck line will be +147. So there you go, Columbus puck line +235. The Nashville puck line is +147.
Robbie Top says, love the way Nashville played against Washington. They look comfortable in the win versus Washington. And as soon as they get fully healthy again, look out.
You know, it would be awesome if we did a Bob Dylan song parody about betting on album betting on hockey called Nashville Puck Line. That would be great. You know, he had a record called Nashville Skyline, right?
Yeah, can you get that?
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Nashville Puck Line, a Bob Dylan song parody album about handicapping NHL. All right, so you're going to take that one. I was thinking that that the over might be a play here. The Nashville team total over might be good. How do you feel about Nashville offensively right now?
Well, they're better.
Mm-hmm.
They have a healthy defense. We know that means offense. We know that means outlet passes. They've got extremely good outlet passers on their defensive line, especially Ellis, especially Subban. Now, the issue is they're still not fully healthy. They still don't have their second-line center in Kyle Turris, who's become much more defensively responsible over in Nashville under Laviolette. They're still missing Philip Forsberg. So that's the only issue. That's the only issue. But, yeah, I guess I would like a... I think Detroit is vulnerable. Detroit is vulnerable without all these defensemen.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that means they're going to play a much more conservative style, that's my only concern, is maybe they play very conservative, but they're allowing a ton of goals right now. I see no reason not to take that. And Mr. Ghoster says, I agree, Pete. Team total over Nashville.
Yeah, it is 3.5. So if you liked it, but the full game is just 5. I'm sorry, 5.5. 5. But what is this? 2011. 5.5. What do you think about just the full game over?
Is it really just 5.5?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jim.
What's the juice?
It's even at Pinnacle, the over -109. At 5 dimes, -107.
And remember, it was Saros who got the shutout, right? Rene will be in goal tonight.
Right, and Rene has been a little bit more vulnerable, hasn't he, or what? A little bit.
2.25 goals against, average 920 saves. A little bit. Richie Rich says Nashville puck line makes perfect sense, but money line regulation I like. Wow. Robbie Top says, seems like Nashville concentrating on defense, but pouncing on transition. Wow. I can't wait to talk about that game, Ray Williams, the Nets game. I can't wait to talk about it. I can't believe it's now at +4 because I'm on the other side. I'm on the Grizzlies, and I can't wait to talk about that game. I wish I had put it out early. I didn't realize it was moving that much in Grizzlies' favor. My fault. Remo says Rene is good. Mr. Ghost says, I'm on a full game over. Yeah, I think a 5.5 is definitely possible. Now, they just shut out the Flyers, who are strong offensively. You know what? I think that you'd have to just take the Predators team total over in this situation.
Which is 3.5, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I just don't trust the Red. This could be another 4-0 game.
Yeah, I feel you, Jim.
If I had to make a move on the side, I would take, or on the total, I would take the over.
I feel you, Jim. All right, so let's move on. I'm thinking about the first period over. Washington, Dallas. This is a game where I feel like it has over written all over it. First period, second period, and maybe full game. What do you think? And Washington team total. What do you think?
Well, I'm a little concerned with Ben probably not being in the lineup. He hasn't been ruled out. He left Wednesday's game. Didn't practice on Thursday, and this is not a character guy who's going to play injured and dig deep, even though he's been called out by the CEO. That makes me a little uncomfortable with it. Now, this Stars team is playing better. They won 3 of their past 4. They beat New Jersey, a Jersey team without Taylor Hall 5-4 on Wednesday. A lot of that momentum is from Klingberg being back from his broken hand and the emergence of Miro Heiskanen. God, Heiskanen is absolutely phenomenal. You guys in Dallas are so lucky to have this guy for the next 10 or 15 years. What a spectacular defenseman. 9 goals this season. Only number 1 overall. Dahlin on the Sabres has more points as a rookie defenseman. 1 point more. No first-year player, though, plays as much as Heiskanen, who's been playing 23 minutes per game, was just voted into the NHL All-Star game. The only All-Star from this Dallas squad is Seguin's on that could-be list. But can you believe no Ben, no Seguin? What a bunch of bums. Oh, Gate Pasky says, I agree, Jimmy. 3-0, 4-0 type game for Nashville. So he's just on the Nashville puck line. I absolutely love Heiskanen. This is the 4th game of a 4-game homestand. Seguin had 2 goals in the Stars' victory over the Devils. Caps are on the second half of a back-to-back. They lost 5 to the Blues in St. Louis last night. That loss comes on the heels of a 4-game winning streak. Ovechkin broke out of his 4-game scoreless drought. The Caps are a healthy squad. Interesting. What? And the total's at 6? Yeah, I think you're right. I think that with Copley and goal, Mr. Gokster says this game could be a shootout. I think you're right. I like what you're on this. I could jump on this with you.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm just.
I think this makes sense. Mr. Gokster's Dallas D-men are good at making offensive plays happen. They're great. What? God, Heiskanen's just a beast. Oh, wow. And Shane Culmer liking the Devils on the reverse puck line. Interesting. Daryl Lyles, I'm on the overcap Stars. Yeah, I think you guys are right. You've talked me into this. I will take the over with you guys.
You want it, huh?
Yeah, I think
all right, so sense. Washington, you want the full game?
Yeah.
All right, that'll be 6 minus.
Oh, Kobe also saying Washington hasn't lost back-to-back games on back-to-backs all season.
Okay, right.
Interesting.
All right, so you're going to take Washington, Washington, Dallas, over 6 minus 105?
Yeah.
Over 6 minus 105. All right, I'm going to start with Washington probably comes to play here, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've lost 2 straight.
All right, I'm going to take the Washington team total over, which is actually weirdly at 3. Most of the books now are either giving you 2.5 or 3.5. But Heritage has the Washington Capitals over 3 minus 105, so I will take that one.
Wow.
I'm also leaning first period and
That's
second
got to
period.
be a better play even than the over.
Well, sure, man. You can be on, and you too can be on it if you have the sports books that offer it. Jimmy the Bag,
What
of course.
book is that offering?
That's at Heritage, but Bet365. Other places that have team totals might have an even better line.
Bet365 doesn't have team totals.
Yeah. I apologize
they
for
cut
that.
it. No, I just mean they cut everything that they lose at.
Yes.
And you find the best edges on this, and I understand why. Wow, I like that play a lot. I got to jump on that play.
You too can add this onto your record, Jimmy the Bag, if you have you want it?
Yeah.
All right, so Jimmy the Bag is on the over 6, and he's going to take the Washington team total over 3 minus 105. I'm on that one. I'm also
I won't be able to bet that.
Right.
So I just want you guys to know I won't be able to bet that. That's an official pick I'm making on the show that I can't bet in my book, which is all my fault, which I plan to change. Okay.
And I was thinking about the first period and second period over. We expect scoring here, don't we?
Yeah, after the breakdown, I mean, we talked Capitals 4th in goals per game at 3.51. Stars are just 27th in goals per game, but I expect them to improve on the power play, even with Ben out of the lineup. It's Klingberg. Klingberg is a very, very, very good quarterback of the power play, and they have a young Heiskanen back there as well.
And I'm going to take the second period over right now in Washington, Dallas. Second period over minus 180. That is at Bookmaker and Just Bet and a few other places. I'm going to take that one. Second period over. I might also throw on the first period over, and I might also throw on the full game over. I might triple up on this one.
Redmo says, why not take Washington, especially if Ben isn't playing? You know, Ben is just such a questionable character. And we've talked, if you watch the show since I've been on it, a lot of the different things that he's done, the tweets he's put out, calling the Sedins, how it's intimating that the Sedins have sex with each other, talking about how when I forget the player was, but the new Stars player came on last year, and he said that on his tweet, we all know that you bunch mocks.
Hold on 1 second. Can you take over the show while I send a quick message?
Bunch mocks, referring to, obviously, munch box, whatever. I find that when a star like Ben is out of the lineup, that the other guys could easily step up in this situation. We're dealing with a Caps team on the second half of back-to-back. I understand why you'd like it. Richie Rich, Washington versus Dallas, last 5, all overs, way over. I can understand why you'd like the Caps here. They've lost 2 straight. They're a good hockey team. It was Tomor. It was Tomor. I can't remember if it was Tomor. I think it was Tomor yesterday talking about how you pay a premium with the Capitals at home, but they have the same record on the road as they do at home. So that makes sense. It makes sense, but I'm not going to. And Remo says questionable, sure, but vital to the Stars offensively. Is he? Is he anymore? The jury's out on this guy, man. Yeah, he should be a top 5 player in the NHL. He should have been a first-round pick. He should not be getting called out by the CEO of the franchise. So I'm. The teacher says he's the only one who scores for the Stars. What about Seguin? Seguin got 2 goals last night. Seguin can take over. Hail to the Victor says you like Pens to continue the streak. I know a lot of great cappers that don't, but I am taking them to continue the streak. I'm going to move on to this next game. I'm on Avalanche. Toaster Spill says Ben is overrated, in my opinion. Avalanche, I'm taking -1.5. I'm taking the Avalanche to stop the streak. I know that trends go against this play, but it doesn't matter to me. And I love putting lines through trends. Here's a line I'm going to put through a trend. The Rangers are 7-0-3 in their last 10 games against Western Conference opponents. They've swept all 4 road games against the West. I'm going to put a line through that. The Avalanche have lost 6 in a row, 3-8-3 over the last month. But they showed heart last game. They were down 5-1 to San Jose Wednesday. They rallied to make it 5-4. Joss scored 2 goals. Calvert had 1. They're starting to get production from other players other than that top line. Kamenev is going to be done for the season, it looks like, with that shoulder injury. Wilson dealing with an upper body injury. Zadorov and Barbero, both defensemen, bottom 2 defensemen out of the line. Billy Exotic says Avs still suck. It doesn't matter to me. I think that this Rangers team that's 6-10-2 on the road, Mr. Gokster says fading the Rangers going forward. Bob Berube, definitely Colorado -1.5. Fred Gialli, Avalanche money line. Kevin Pine, Avs are such a lock. Billy Exotic says Avs can't beat anyone now. They will win tonight. They will win tonight, and I think they'll cover on the puck line and move throughout all of this. Underdog says, I thought we started at 8:30. I'm not entirely sure what that... Oh, 8:30 probably Pacific time. No, I screwed up on that one morning when I gave the wrong time. I'm still getting used to everything as well. Dom Ricci says Rangers should bounce back after a pitiful performance last game. Dom Ricci, that's 2 straight pitiful performances. They were lucky to beat St. Louis at home. They were outshot 40-23 in that 2-1 loss. I'm on the Avalanche -1.5. When you can hook me up with that, that would be great.
Yes, okay. I am just looking for that.
Matt
okay.
Randall back joining us. Love it. Love this guy. Richie Rich, Colorado puck line, big public 50%, which should be a higher than -200 line. Huge play. Love hearing that Richie Rich is on it. Here's a spot that we talked about. We got to get through this. We got a huge NBA card, so we got to be really fast for this. Devils, Coyotes. You were interested in the under. I was slightly interested in the over, and I'm not going to take it probably now because of your interest. Goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood, back-to-back shutouts before a 5-4 loss Wednesday in Dallas. I watched him interviewed. He said all the right things. The Devils believe in the trajectory of this team. They just re-signed Hines to a multi-year extension. And there's a reason why they're not playing well. Last year's MVP Taylor Hall remains on injured reserve with a lower body injury. Didn't join the team on this road trip. Also, Marcus Johansson constantly hurt, dealing with an upper body injury. Hope it's not a concussion. Been dealing with concussion issues for a long time. Coyotes coming off their second straight loss, 3-1 home loss against Edmonton. This team does not have enough depth to handle the injuries that they have. They have Nick Schmaltz, lower body injury. Alex Goligoski, illness. He could be back. Okay. We're already dealing with Ranta out. Jason Demers, defenseman out. Grabner out. Christian Dvorak has been out all season. I think the Devils might be the play here. I really think the Devils might be the play here. Mr. Gokster saying Devils money line. Kevin Pine saying liking Devils as well. Yeah, I agree with you guys.
Okay, I am back scanning everything. All right, so
I wanted Avalanche -1.5.
All right, so you want the Avs on the puck line, Avs puck line, and let me just look at that one.
Thank you.
Yes, excuse me, just 1 second here, 1 second here. Hold on 1 second. Avs on the puck line. That will be wow. Plus 130. You want that one?
Plus 130.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avs puck line plus 130. I was thinking that the Rangers on the team total over might be worth a shot just to bounce back, not necessarily to win the game.
We're dealing with Georgiev versus Grubauer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rangers head coach took the whole brunt of what happened with Lundqvist, said it was all his fault, said that he shouldn't have had him, he shouldn't have played King Henrik after 2 tough games. I think he was just kind of jumping on a bomb for him. I don't agree with that very much. But, you know, so we're going to see Georgiev in net. I think Georgiev is susceptible, especially on the road. Grubauer is susceptible, too. I could understand both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could hit both of those.
Okay, and now we're on to New Jersey and Arizona.
T-Swade, just like T-Swade, sorry to do T-Swade saying, what do we think about under for the Nashville and Detroit game? I get it, but it's just a tricky bet. It makes sense, but it's a tricky bet to make right now because the Red Wings forwards are playing well. They are back healthy. It's their defense is the issue. And 2 things happen when you have a ton of injuries on defense. One, and we've seen this with at times the Stars and the Ducks this year. We did not see this with the Islanders last year, but they play much more conservative. When the AHL defensemen come much more conservative, don't try to get that breakaway outlet pass, just get the puck out of the zone. Another thing that happens is they fall apart defensively. So you have to decide what you think is going to happen in that situation.
Okay, and so New Jersey, Arizona, you don't like the under then?
No, I was leaning towards the over. I think that Blackwood is going to have a much tougher time on the road, even though the Coyotes have injuries. I think the Devils are the play. I think the Coyotes are dealing with a ton of injuries, and they're just not that good of a hockey team.
Okay.
Russ Lambro's back in action. Nice to have you. Yeah, what would I get on the Devils money line? Oh, it's too little. I remember going over this morning at dawn. It's like plus 104 or plus 107 or something, right?
Plus 105.
Yeah,
is what
it's
now,
just not enough.
It's just not enough for me to take a road team that's 4-13-3 on the road. I could understand why anybody would do it against the Coyotes, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay, you want to talk Vegas Anaheim?
I do want to talk Vegas
This
Anaheim.
is a tough one. Obviously, Vegas winning, Anaheim losing. I was thinking under. I was thinking, maybe under and buy to 6.
Ron
if under
Law's been liking your under in the Coyotes Devils.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not sure if I should have called you off of that. Bob Rubis said Devils so bad on the road. Yeah, give me a plus 120 or 125. I jump on that. Sorry, keep going about the Ducks.
I know you'd have to buy to 6, but I was thinking about an under here. We saw what Anaheim did to Tampa Bay. Why would they not be able to do that to Vegas here? What do you think about the under here?
Yeah, the under makes sense. How is it juice to the under?
Yeah, a little bit, 5.5.
Wow, Richie Rich says New Jersey, Arizona split public, which means two-way scoring. Love the over. Interesting. Melvin Batanza says Rangers win. Georgiev is a solid goalie. Is he a solid goalie? I mean, I guess the jury's still out. I like hearing that you believe in him. Interesting that you think Rangers win. I love this spot. I love this spot for the Avs to break their streak. I love the fact that the Rangers have this incredible record on the road against Western teams. It stops here, I believe. JC Alvarez says NBA time, please. Absolutely. Let's do this. Billy Exotic says, someone tell me if they went over Columbus. Yeah, I opened with the money line on Columbus and changed it to the puck line. I believe in the rest of the Columbus squad in this spot. This night spot, I think you're right. Sorry, what was the total at?
5.5 juiced to the under, but you
How
could,
juiced?
minus 118, but you could buy to 6 at, let me see what the 6 would be here for Anaheim Vegas, 6 minus 148, which is pushing it. I know.
Yeah,
How is Vegas playing right now? Are they playing
incredible?
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Defensively and offensively,
right?
right?
They're just playing so good, and I just hate it.
Putting up a lot of points.
Oh, they're doing everything. They outshot. They just dominated the Kings in that game. Outshot them 47-17, 18-0 run to start the second, 39-9 over the final 2 periods. They're on a 15-3-3 run. They've won 4 straight. They bring up Brandon Peary from the Chicago Wolves. He was leading the AHL in scoring. We've seen this guy. He can score. We've seen him in Florida playing for the Panthers. This guy can score. He's looking awesome already. Now they're going to get Pacioretty back. So Peary, though, 6 goals, second game winner in 7 games. When these guys come up from the A and they've earned the spots, they're dangerous and they deserve it. Peary has 9 goals and 3 assists in 9 career games with the Golden Knights. This guy's going to stick around. Vegas has allowed 3 goals over its last 4 games. God damn, they're a good hockey team. Ducks have lost 6 straight. Ducks did earn a point, as we talked about, against the Lightning. Lost 2-1 in overtime Monday night. They're 13-1-7 in 1-goal games. And they've earned 16 points in 10 of their last 11 games at the Honda Center. They're still playing without Raquel and Fowler. Fred Gialli, I don't know if it's Gialli or Gialli. Let us know, Fred, because I want to pronounce your name right. Is leaning Vegas under. And Anthony Mastronardi says, why can't I find World Junior Games available on Bet365? All I can find is futures but nothing for today's games. That's interesting. They should pop up unless they're getting destroyed on them. Bet365 stops allowing you to bet on things they're getting destroyed on. And team totals, they've stopped doing that in both NHL and MLB. Bull Golgi says Golden Knights gelling. Yeah, gas station sushi. I live in Vegas. Knights are legit. They're playing very good. I'm going to have to figure out what to do about it. It's going to cost me $1,000 if the Sharks or the Flames don't win the division.
What about the Anaheim team total under?
Yeah, I like that a lot. What would you get there?
Let me see what it would be. The Anaheim team total under. Yeah, 2.5 at minus 105.
2.5 at minus 105.
Yeah.
So you guys know that I've got, issues that come up, biases that come up, and I try to be honest with them and let you guys know them. I need the Knights to lose so bad right now that I'm afraid to either bet on them or bet against them because I feel like I've got invested interest in them losing already. I'll be cheering for the Ducks heavy. I don't even know if I need to make the bet. Cash Action likes the Ducks. Gate Passkey says Anaheim money line feels like the play. We got to move on to NBA.
All right, so once again, Jimmy the Bag's on Pittsburgh puck line, Columbus puck line, Nashville puck line, Washington, Dallas over 6, Washington team total over 3, and the Avs puck line. I'm on Pittsburgh -1, Washington team total over 3, Washington, Dallas second period over 1.5, minus 180, and I think I'm going to throw on the first period over as well. Washington, Dallas, I'm going to throw on the first period over as well, which I think is relatively low. Jimmy the Bag, what go ahead.
Can you give Brian B a heart-lifting
Sure.
He skipped class to watch this show. What a guy.
Okay.
What a guy. Can you give him some hope?
Yes. Brian B, stay the fucking school, all right? Brian B, stay the fucking school. school. Please, 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 just trust me on this one. Brian B., if you're a college student right now, just trust me on this one, okay? Jump through the educational hoops that you have to jump through. Acquire skills of value. Please trust me on this one. I'm shocked that any kid isn't 100% aware of that right now in 2019, but if you're not, I'm talking to you right now, and especially you, Brian B. Skipping class once in a while, sure, it's fine. Sure, it's fine. Sure. If you've got something else that you would like to be doing with your life and leaving school, it requires that, then that's fine. But if you're not doing something like that with your life, stay the fuck in school, jump through the hoops that you got to jump through, and acquire skills of value. Brian B., I love you. I love you so much. Thanks for watching the show with your free time right now. And, I guess that's about it. I'm just trying to give him good practical advice.
That was good. I love it so much, but we got to get into NBA immediately.
You know why I want to give him good practical advice? Because I do care about the low baggers. I do love the low baggers, including Brian B. All right, let's move on to NBA. All right. Okay.
Let's move on to NBA. And shout out to my man, Jeremy Miller. We believe in your NBA capping enormously. Yes. You never need to apologize for a loss. I know that you're going to hit over 54% of the time. We believe in you. All
right, Washington, Dallas, first period over, 1.5 minus 124. I got to take that one. That one might be a loser because this could be exactly like the Carolina game yesterday. 0-0 after the first period, 5-4 after the final. You know what I'm saying? I could easily see that one.
Yeah, and the Flyers coming back like that. Okay, let's get to work. Let's let Dan Kelly. We got some great cappers in our
I'm sorry.
NBA
one
cappers.
final thing I'm going to do. I'm going to also throw on the over. Washington, Dallas, 5.5, and I'm going to buy to 5.5 minus 133. I'm going to go on it three ways. It's totally fine. I do like the over here. I'm going to take Washington, Dallas, over 5.5 minus 133, and that is at Pinnacle right now. All right, so let's move on to
Bob
NBA.
Ruby says, Pete the Genius strikes again. Abba 78 says, I disagree, Pete. A college education doesn't guarantee shit these days.
Right.
But we have no time to talk about it.
Whoa. No, we do have college education doesn't guarantee shit. You're absolutely right. Not having a college education guarantees a lot, and that's a guarantee you don't want to find out what it is. So just stay in school. Just please trust me. No, a college education does not guarantee shit. Not having a college education doesn't guarantee anything either, but it's not something you want to test, not something you want to find out. I hear you, Abba Zabba. All right, let's move on.
Anthony Mastronardi says, next time you're in Toronto, I'm going to drive up from Windsor so we can go for a drink or a game, man. How about this? I'm going to drive down to Windsor. I love Detroit. I love the Windsor area. I got a little deal with Caesars Entertainment. We'll stay at Caesars, party our asses off, spend the day in Detroit, but leave when it gets dark. Let's leave when it gets dark. Okay, let's move into NBA here. We have Dan Kelly spots. Full game under Cleveland. Oh, sorry. I'm going to need your help. I screw up when he does these. I screw up reading the Oracle Dan Kelly. Do this here.
Oh, the Dan Kelly quote. Yeah. Okay. So Dan Kelly likes Utah Cleveland over, which is interesting because Cleveland knows that they have to play a tight defense oriented. They're reporting that they want to play grittier, and Utah can play very low scoring games on the road.
No, it's more than that, right? It's more. What? If full game Utah Cleveland over 2.8, then full game Utah -8.
Oh, so you're saying they're correlated?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's saying that they're correlated. Okay. And then he likes the first half Brooklyn team total under, which is interesting, and the first half Washington money line and first half Miami team total under 56. Very, very interesting.
Yes, that's very interesting. So can you keep in mind his plays while we go over this card? Can you let me know when we get to the game?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I would like to start with the plays that I want to make. First off, I already made the Heat -6.5, a play. I tweeted it out at some point around 4 in the morning. Each team missing their star point guard. We won't see Wall until next season. Dragic, arthroscopic knee surgery, out for 2 months. Miami's gone 7-2 in their past 9 games. Love what they've done with Justin Winslow, filling in for Dragic, having a 6'7" guy guarding these other point guards. I absolutely love it. Playing is so now we have Dion Waiters back in the lineup. Dion Waiters he only played 11 minutes, but now we have a completely overloaded backcourt. It looks like Dwayne Wade might be sick for this contest. You almost hope he's sick because there's too many players and not enough spots. We got Josh Richardson playing incredibly well. He had a game-high 24 points in their last big, easy 117-92 win over the Cavs on Wednesday night. And they have Tyler Johnson, who gives them a lot of heart, can play defense, scored 16 points off the bench. Spoelstra has to find spots for Wade and Ellington. Ellington's been a healthy scratch. And, he's a 38% shooter from 3. They need to find a spot for him as well. Wizards are coming off a 114-98 win at home over the Hawks on Wednesday. Beal had 24 points. Satoransky had 14 points. Now, we've got a situation where now we have 2 6'7" point guards battling against each other, which will be very interesting with Satoransky up against Justice. I'm very interested in how this is going to play out. But the Wizards are on the road. Markieff Morris has this transient cervical neuropraxia, whatever the hell that is, some sort of a neck injury. He will have non-contact for the next 6 weeks. In saying all that, I love the Heat in this spot. I think they take care of business.
Okay, so you want a play here.
I already tweeted it out.
You tweeted it out. Okay, so what did you get?
I believe I got -6.5 and -106 at 5 dimes, but I'd have to double check that, and I don't really have time right now.
Okay, let's move on then.
Okay, so my next spot is the Grizzlies. How big is the move being? God, I can't believe I screwed this up. Okay, so listen, I'm a guy who at certain times loves a locker room confrontation. When there's a locker room confrontation, I study why, and what. And this is different from the Warriors confrontation. This is a confrontation. Oh, and Trenton Claxton, Miami half in first quarter. This is, and my man Cheesy Ball says, Wizards trash. Whole city knows our season's over. Your DC contact is back. Love you, Carlos. This is a spot where I like it. I like that the Grizzlies are angry. I like that Bickerstaff is upset. I like that Temple and Caspery engaged in a physical confrontation. I like that they made a trade immediately after Marshawn Brooks and Wayne Selden got out of there. I also like Justin Holiday. I like all of the Holiday brothers. Justin Holiday, who they now have 11.6 points, 4.4 boards, 36% from three-point range. I like this spot for the Grizzlies. My man Capper John out of Chicago, he thinks the Grizzlies are a fade moving forward. I love capping with Capper John. We laughed about it. So he's on the Nets here. I know a couple people on the Nets thinking the Nets have a lot of value. I think the Grizzlies smash now. I think this brings them together. Nets have won 10 of their last 13, coming off that 126-121 win, home win over the Pelicans. Russell recorded his third double-double, 22.13 assists. Joe Harris, I love Joe Harris, 21 points and gives you perimeter defense. The Nets are going to be shorthanded. They still got Rondé Hollis-Jefferson out. They got Crabbe out. I'm on the Grizz here. I like it.
Okay, and I have to find a line for you, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Yeah, hold on one second. I got just so many tabs open here. The Memphis Grizzlies will be for you, Jimmy the Bag. Let me find it. Sorry.
King Rail says have to know if Conley plays. Conley says he's going to play. I think he's going to play, but you're right, King. Conley's so brittle. Guy's a fucking China doll. Well, he's dealing with injury after injury. Every time he goes to the paint, he comes out limping. That's the big question mark. That's the big uncomfort.
We have Memphis -4 plus 102 or 3.5 minus 110. Which would you like?
I'll take -3.5.
Okay, Jim's going to take -3.5 minus 110. Okay.
Thank you. Sacktown King says hard to fade Nets. Oh, and Jeremy Miller likes the over 203.5 in this game. I find that the Grizzlies at home dictate the pace much more than they do on the road. I mean, that's an easy thing to say, but that's interesting. That's very interesting. Ray Williams says I'm on the Nets +4. I think the fight was with two scrubs. If it was the main players, then a different story. I think Garrett Temple is a passionate guy who may have resurrected his career leaving the Kings and coming over to the Grizz. I really like it. And I'm going to stick with it. And then my final play that I know I'm going to make, and then we'll break down the other games because I've got plays. I am going to take the Atlanta Hawks first quarter against the Bucks. Bucks have been off for a while. I feel like they're going to come out fat and happy. I've watched them do this on countless occasions. Reggie says, I think Conley and Gasol dominate this game. I love hearing that, Reg. And Anthony Master Knight says, you think maybe come to Windsor for Tigers opening day this year? Oh, man, I was at Tigers opening day 2 years ago. I love the street boozing. I love the cops watching us getting drunk in the streets. Man, I would love to be able to do that. I don't know if I can pull that off. Anthony. But it's a holiday in Detroit opening day. God, I love that city. Buttonholzer matching up against his former team for the first time Friday. I just think the Bucks are too rested now. Now, you know, we got incredible cappers in our group, and I know that Dan Kelly actually has numbers to back up what he said. And here I'm saying something that is my thought and what I believe is going to happen, which maybe doesn't hold a grain of salt. Maybe you could fade this easily. But this is a rested Bucks team that's won 4 straight, 8 of their past 9, averaging 117 points a game. They know they can turn it on at any moment. Hawks are coming off a 114-98 loss at Washington. They continue to have a tough time closing. They've lost 2 straight. They've just won 5 of 6. John Collins is playing good basketball. We got Huerter playing so well. He was a guy from Maryland. He puts up 22 points in 40 minutes against Indiana last week. He's leading the team with 55 threes. I know they're without Bazemore and Prince. I like them first quarter. What do you think?
+4.5 minus 103. That's the line we can give you.
I absolutely love this. Now, it doesn't mean anything, but I like this play a lot.
Right. I am. I'm just scanning all the. Okay. So let's see. Atlanta against Milwaukee. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like Atlanta coming off the big loss. I think it's a great play, Jim.
It jumped out at me very early this morning.
I'm going to tail it. I'm going to take Atlanta first quarter plus 3.5, plus 4.5, minus 103. And the first half might not be a bad play either. You're probably going to get
It was originally a first half play.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking more and more about
because
it.
Because then Milwaukee would be like, all right, we got to wake up and then.
And Budenholzer's, it was originally, when I first wrote it down, it was first half. And the more I sat with it, I moved it to first quarter. Oh, wow, Dean Williams, Huerta from my high school, played baseball with him growing up. What kind of guy is he, Dean? Is he a cool guy? Is he a quality guy? I'd love to know if he's a great guy. Okay, let's keep rolling. So there's some games that people really want to talk about. So why don't we let Dale 04 let us roll in here, because I'm on Jazz minus 8.5, Pacers minus 6, and Clippers minus 4. Let's talk Jazz Cavs right now. Cavs have lost 7 straight. I came close to pulling the trigger on the Cavs. I did. I feel like I've had an okay read on when they're going to step up. And I'm not entirely sure. Everyone's asking me if this is a beer. You think I could read this quickly with no sleep if this was a beer? No, this is just this is straight coffee, man. Capper John in the house, love that guy. Cavaliers lost 7 straight. 3 of those games by 20 or more. On Wednesday night, they get destroyed by the Heat. I watched that game. That's basically going to take me off of it. They got Tristan Thompson back after a 10-game absence. He had 14 points in 23 minutes. Master, my man Anthony asking about the Clippers game, why the line's so low, -4. We'll hit to that. We'll get to that right away after this. But his screens and pick and roll play will help Colin Sexton a lot. Now we got Rodney Hood returning from 4 games. He tallied 13 points, 23 minutes. He's been working nicely with Alex Burks before his injury. Both will be playing against the Jazz for the first time since they were traded. Hood was dealt in February for Jay Crowder, who's playing very well. Burks was dealt in November for Kyle Korver. Cavs have been battling injuries. They have no Dellavedova, no Nwaba, no Zizic. I'm interested in the Cavs here. Cash action is on the Cavs. Utah's dropped 5 of his last 6 road games. This is the second game of a 4-game road trip. They played really hard against Toronto on Tuesday. Now they've had a couple nights off. Superior sports like the Jazz Cavs over. That's interesting. What's that at? Because Cavs just aren't playing any defense. Ricky Rubio is questionable with a sore left foot.
The Cavs aren't playing defense, but I thought that maybe they would start to because of, at least early on this one, because of how they were, getting embarrassed defensively in previous games. But you don't think that's the case, huh? You don't think they'd have it in them?
It's very interesting. King Rail says Cavs are tanking. You can see it. They play good first half and then fold second half. They've been told to lose. Wow. Diego X says, I like Cavs. Wow. I think that, if you kind of read between the lines sort of things with the Kings, with what King's saying about the Cavs, I feel like the Cavs early might be a good spot. Maybe we jump on the Cavs first quarter. Burks, Hood going up against their former team. What would you get Cavs first quarter?
I mean, the thing is that, they got out rebounded even despite getting Tristan Thompson back. So you got to think that's the kind of thing that at least to start they're going to fight for, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe this is like I don't know. I mean, the line has moved down 8 or 8.5 from the opener of 9.
And so what would I get first quarter?
First quarter would be probably a nice little 3 here. Let me just find it here. No, you can get 2.5 plus 101. Not quite a 3. I'm
going to hold off on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off on this, sit with this. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'm just a little uncomfortable. And what did you say the total was at?
Total was 208 and hasn't moved.
Wow. Dan Kelly says, I agree with King Rail completely. Cavs have been told to lose, probably why they fired Lou. Wow. Wow.
All right, so maybe we don't take him first quarter then.
Well, because, King thinks they play well in the first half, and then they just let go. I wonder what Dan thinks about them early. Okay, let's move on from that. That's just too tricky right now. I'd love to hear more information on what you guys think of that spot, but let's stay off that. Now let's go Pacers at Bulls. We got a lot of guys liking the Pacers at -6. Understandable. Pacers have won 5 straight, 12 of 14, 17 of 23, coming off a 116-108 home win over the Hawks on Monday night. That was underwhelming. It was very underwhelming. But they're a well-rested group. They're going to have Miles Turner back, despite the fact he broke his nose on Monday. I called him out on this show. I said Miles Turner is not battling for any boards. It was early in the season. He's been spectacular since. He's now handled the pressure of that big contract. Bulls are coming off that horrifying loss. I feel like, and this was something that Tomor was doing a lot last year. Tomor was taking these. Oh, also, guys, Kobe coming in with some great NFL information. We're gonna have NFL on the Late Show. Not only that, but Whale Capper will be on our Late Show today. Whale Capper will be on our Late Show today, and that makes me so excited to have him. So great news. King Rail, come on the show. Whale Capper, come on the show.
I know. Very, very lucky.
Okay. Wendell Carter was benched for the last 20 minutes.
Then they trade Justin Holiday. The Bulls are a pretty healthy squad. They're only missing Bobby Portis. I just feel like the Bulls bounce back from these 35, 40-point losses. That's my only issue here. And look at Patrick Barber. Cavs are one of the best first quarter teams.
Oh, really?
I'm interested in the Cavs first quarter. And
yeah.
I'm just going to leave that right now.
You know what? I will take it. I will take that one. If it loses, it's okay. I'm going to take the Cavs first quarter plus 2.5 plus 101 because, I mean, if the Bulls... Well,
Dan Kelly, I like that Atlanta first quarter.
Oh.
From Danny, and he says, I just got full game Atlanta money line at plus 992.
Really? Yeah, so maybe Atlanta plus all those points is worth a shot. And if Cleveland is tanking, maybe if they're being told to tank, I don't know. Does that mean they tank early or tank late? I'm not exactly sure. But I'm gonna take the Cavs first quarter plus 101.
The whole tanking thing is that kind of thing where when people say is NBA fixed and all that stuff, it makes me really uncomfortable.
It's something you have to think about.
I
consciously and subconsciously.
Definitely. And Dom Ricci, is the audible over? No, we have a new time. It's 2 p.m. Eastern today. We have a full hour for the 4 games. A full hour of Whale Capper, Donnie Rightside, and myself. 15 minutes each game. Let's fucking hammer the playoffs. Especially me coming off that horrifying Week 17. That's a completely embarrassing 1 win, 8 losses. And I'm not going to let it ruin my season. Okay, so let's keep rolling. So, Dan, what do you think of... Dan and King Rail, and all you guys, what do you think of taking the Cavs first quarter or the Cavs first half? Luis Melendez saying Heat tonight is a great bet. It was the first one that I had to make. Okay, should we keep rolling?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm already on the Grizzlies minus 3.5. That was a fun discussion. It's a very interesting game. Dan Kelly says, how valuable is Zion Williamson to a franchise? Well, 580, 5'3", whatever that. God, I can't think clearly. I didn't sleep last night, but that great website just put out a thing saying he's the best college player of the last 10 years by his numbers. So he must be an enormous. Dom Ricci says, love it. Mark Jones says, so early for teams to tank theory. No, you're right. Oh, wow. And King Rail's going to have a Whale Capper on King's Court next week. Whale's a beast. Oh, that's great. I love hearing that. Okay, let's talk Magic at Timberwolves. Timberwolves coming off 115-102 loss at Boston on Wednesday night. They've now lost 3 of 4 despite Karl Anthony Towns playing incredibly well. He's playing so well right now. Last 5 games, 28.2 points, 17.2 boards, 5.8 assists, 3.0 blocks. I mean, he's back to that idea. I mean, when Karl Anthony came into the league, we were like, wow, this guy's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And now, God, there's times where he doesn't even look like an all-star. He's 23 still, so we got to give him the benefit of the doubt, shooting 53.1% from the field, 47.4% from 3.
Yeah.
9 of 19, not just in the last 5 games, but 9 of 19. Towns 28 and 12 and 7 Wednesday in that loss in Boston. Wiggins put up a season-high 31. Where the hell has Wiggins been? Now they're still dealing with Teague, Rose, and Covington, all out with ankle injuries. Now Teague was upgraded from doubtful to questionable. So they might have him, but Rose is doubtful. Covington's out. Magic are coming off a beatdown of Chicago. They got DJ Augustine back. He looked very good. He helps this team a lot, even though I still think the jury is out how good of a point guard he actually is, but supposed to be a great character guy. They're supposed to get Simmons back. This will be the 3rd game of a 6-game road trip. Very, very interesting. I don't know what to do here. Do you have any feel or any lean here
on which
with
one?
Magic Timberwolves? Jay Money joining us. Nice. Oh, sweet. He likes the under in this minigame. Wow. He likes the under.
See where that one is. Yeah, slight lean to the under on that one. It's just a little bit scary because
I just have to mention something. Yo says, who is the guy last Friday show gave it Alabama first half, Florida Gators, Texans, Bears, all cash. That, my friend, is a big Ragu.
Yeah.
Whom we love dearly, who is destroying us. God, how lucky are we? How am I losing in the last few weeks so badly?
I don't know, but you know what I am going to do? I think I am going to take. Dan Kelly said he liked Atlanta on the money line.
Yeah, plus 992. Listen, Dan Kelly says I would like Cavs first quarter tonight, except when I sort for Friday, which I always do on Friday, and only Friday. Sometimes Saturday and Sunday, it's just 50-50. God, you're right, and that gives me more hesitation because I traditionally have real tough times on Fridays. King Rail lean Magic, but this is a stay-off game.
I'm going to take Atlanta plus 13.5 minus 105 as well. I will add that one on plus 13.5 minus 105.
Wow, that might be the spot.
Which
here.
What
you just said?
You can feel free to tail Jimmy the Bag.
I think I will, but let's just keep rolling down because we got some very big games and we don't have a lot of time. I at this point I'm going to stay off Magic Timberwolves. So we have people like Jeremy Miller like in the over in this one at 212. Art Hayes saying Minnie has too many injuries. What is that total and what's the movement being on it?
A very, very tiny move to the under.
Okay.
Although still 212 at other places. Yeah, so no movement.
Okay. I'm going to spend a little bit more time. My man Cap'n 24/7 says Freaky Friday. Yeah, I don't think it's because Friday the volatility increases that much, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
I know it does increase. I think it's just because we're exhausted, because I didn't have a Friday problem 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is something that's just happened since we started Loshak The Bag. Mavericks at Celtics. Man, I am excited about this game. How could you not be excited about this Mavericks backcourt? Doncic 18, 10, and 4 in that win over Charlotte. Last 5 games, Doncic 23 points, 6 boards, 5.4 assists. Now that Dennis Smith Jr. is healthy, maybe Spike took 13 and a half in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And David Stewart says, Jimmy, Wolves played okay versus Boston. 48%. They're at home. Wolves cover. Interesting. Ron Lofton says Suns could sure use a real point guard. They sure could. And Kobe Valentine says, and Seahawks winning. I'm very interested in the Seahawks. But let's keep going. That's a very dangerous backcourt. Dennis Smith goes for 18, 10, and 7 assists now that he's back. This Mavericks team is completely healthy. Greg Gialli liking Celtics over. Carlos Barrage says, Wiggins, worst first-round pick ever. Come on. And there's a fat Canadian kid out of UNLV who doesn't play basketball anymore who might have something to say about that. This is an interesting spot where I kind of have a lean. Oh, and then my man Chris Gill here says, Big Ragu's a man. I tell all 3 of his college NFL picks in one. The guy knows what he's talking about. This show is just the best. It's the best because of you guys.
Yes.
Celtics, Mavericks. God, this is a tough spot. Tough spot. And we didn't take UCLA last night when everything was saying the new coach. God, did you see on my bets in NCAA basketball last night? I pushed 2 and hit 1. One of them I got 3.5, so I actually went 2-0 on the show.
Yeah.
But with my bets, I pushed 2 and hit 1.
Tough one.
Unbelievable. Jay Money says, Brian, UCLA was my max yesterday. Jay Money! We got to get Jay Money on this show as well. God damn, Jay Money is doing great things on King's Court. What a great show that is. You know, they had 440 people live viewing their show last night.
Really? Very nice.
They deserve it. They are cashing, and great guys. All love, all respect. Jay Patel says Mavs going to win.
I had the Mavs in their last game. Teddy B and a few others put me on that one. Mavs, of course, season long have been terrible on the road, straight up. Not terrible ATS, but losing ATS. They might be turning a corner here with their road record. What do you think? But Boston's a tough team to fade.
Boston's a tough team to fade. There's no doubt about it. Marcus Morris questionable after falling on his neck against the Wolves. So if he's out, it's Semi Ojeleye, Daniel Theis. Robert Williams also questionable with the groin injury. We know that Baines is out of the lineup. I think that's tough. I loved watching Terry Rozier play, but I think that's tough. I really think it's a tricky spot. Daryl Lyle says Mavs look tempting at +5. Dallas 8-1 against the spread last night when playing on the road against Boston. Wow. Anders Larson liking Dallas. And Kobe Valentine talking about Wiggins as we do so much in Toronto, debate what the hell is wrong with him. And why he doesn't play well defensively and all that show. Jeremy Miller giving a shout-out to Kings Corp. Yo giving a shout-out to Jay Money. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this Mavericks Celtics, and I'd like to hit it on the late show.
Sure.
So then the Hawks at Bucks. You're taking the +13.5. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. Maybe I should do it. We only have a couple minutes left, so let's make sure we get to all the games. Clippers at Suns. So Anthony's been asking, why are the Clippers just 4-point favorites, and I think I can answer that. So if we don't look at trends, Clippers have beaten the Suns 10 straight times. Who cares? I would put a line through that. Los Angeles went 6-9 in December. Right? And that's following that 15-6 start. They're giving up a ton of points early. They gave up 41 points in the first quarter, 76 points in the first half against the Sixers. They were down 14-4 in the first 3.5 minutes in the game before against the Spurs, another loss. Doc Rivers says our problem still is on the defensive end. The Suns were also lit up by Philadelphia. But from the Clippers spot, wow. And King Rail says Clippers money line is my max bet. Wow. What is the Clippers money line at?
Clippers money line, -170 would be the best right now. Interesting that he doesn't like the -4.
Yeah, that is interesting. My man Fred liking the over in the Clippers game. That was something I was interested in early. But
does feel like, as we've talked about, Phoenix is about to go on embark on a somewhat extended run of being overvalued, right? That's what we're thinking about, right?
That's what we're thinking about, yeah.
And the Clippers are a legit team that can take advantage of that, right?
Jay Money says, I'll come on the show anytime, Jimmy.
Wow, that would be awesome.
I'll be in touch with you.
Yes.
King Rail got -165 at William Hill. Yeah, and So what movement has been on the total?
Well, which one? The Clippers game?
Yeah.
Very, very slight move to the over.
And our show, just because Darm Ricci's helping us out with the times, so 2 p.m. Eastern is the audible, but our show is
11 Eastern, 4:30.
4:30 Eastern time, 3:30 our time. My man Brandon Giganaro says Clippers -4 buy down if you can. Clippers 8-2 against the spread versus Phoenix over the last 3 seasons. Clippers 10-0 straight up against Phoenix over the last 3 seasons. I think the Clippers might be the play. I also see, I'm not jumping all over this over because I feel like that if Doc is so upset with how the Clippers are starting and how they're playing defensively, then maybe the Clippers early or even the Clippers under could be a play. Art Hayes says Phoenix is hot. I'm so scared of that game. But if King Rail likes Clippers. John Blythe says Clippers, Suns under. See, that's what I'm thinking. What's been the movement on that total?
On which one?
Clippers at Suns.
Clippers at Suns. Again, very slight move to the over.
I have a slight, well, obviously when hearing Kings on the Clippers and max bet, I'm very interested in them. I'm also interested in the under, but I'm not going to make a move. I need a little bit more time here.
Okay.
Jay Money says that Clippers game will go under. Exactly. Maybe that first half under is the spot because we know that the Clippers...
The Clippers what?
Well, that they're starting out so terribly. They're giving up. They gave up 41 in the first quarter against the Sixers. They're down 14-4 after 3.5 minutes against the Spurs. And then you have Doc Rivers says our problem still is on the defensive end.
So do you think they're going to clamp down? Because I was thinking about Phoenix team total under. What do you think about that?
I like it, but this is a dangerous Suns team offensively. They can turn it on quickly. I mean, look at the underdog says Phoenix was never in the game versus Philly, and they only missed covering that spread by a half point. They only lost by 5.
Yeah,
and they were down 3 with 2.5 seconds left.
The Clippers, but the Suns can be held down offensively by good defensive teams like OKC. Where do the Clippers fit in?
Well, at the beginning of the year, we thought they were going to be a good defensive.
Do they have it to turn it? Do they have it in them to turn it around?
They have the right coach, but maybe they don't have the right player personnel. Why is Beverly not a lockdown defensive point guard as he has been?
Right.
Capper John says Clippers Suns will be a track meet.
All right.
I'm going to need a little bit more time.
Yeah, we do have to wrap up the show now, though. College basketball, we're not going to be able to get into, which is okay because I did not have a chance to look at any of the 4 games. It's a tiny card today, but hopefully I will have a chance to have some leans.
We only missed 2 games, too. We only missed Knicks at Lakers, which is the Knicks are getting destroyed right now, and the Lakers are not going to be without. They're going to be without LeBron. They're going to be without Kuzma. They're going to be without Rajon Rondo, and the Knicks are playing Cornet over Cantor right now, which is very interesting. So we'll hammer that game on the late show. And then we've missed Thunder at Blazers, which is a very, very exciting game. Westbrook going up against Dame. So we will hammer these plays. We will hammer this stuff on the late show.
Okay, and that's it for the Loshak The Bag show for today. Don't forget to catch the Audible later on. And, of course, we'll be back at 4:30 Eastern time today.